Good morning, Kris here, CEO of Preeminent Recruitment. And this morning I woke up and I decided that I was going to Google, why can't I get a job? I know that there's a lot of people out there, and probably you watching this, who has Googled at some point or another this exact phrase, why can't I get a job? What's going on? I keep applying and I don't hear anything back. Now, the first Google search result that I found had the response that you can't get a job because competition is fierce in supply and demand. I absolutely positively despise this response. And the reason is it takes control and onus directly away from you. If we spend all of our time focusing on the things that are outside of our sphere of influence, one, we'd go insane, and two, we would never come up with a creative solution. And so I challenge you to reform how you think. And I challenge Google to change their algorithm and give better advice that actually gives people hope, not takes it away. Because if the first thing that comes to mind for you when it comes to not understanding why you can't get a job, or trying to figure out why you can't get a job, and the first thing that comes to mind is ageism, supply and demand, competition, artificial intelligence taking all the jobs, minimum wage increasing and taking jobs away from you, the government, financial issues, poor choice in industry. If you focus on these areas and these spheres of influence, you're going to be in a very dire situation because your results aren't going to improve. So instead of focusing on the aggregate of what you can't control, start to spend some time focusing on what you can control. And some of the things that you can control is asking yourself, is my resume in order? The old saying is, before you start trying to solve the world's problems, get your house in order first. This is the same for your job search. So is your resume the way you'd want it to be? Is it a good representation of you? Is it job specific? Is it easy to skim read in less than 13 seconds? Next, how do you prepare for interviews? Do you prepare for interviews? Do you ask the right questions during interviews? Do you spend more time interviewing the company that you're interested in versus them interviewing you? How are you trying to get noticed? Are you spending all day quick applying online and facing fierce competition? And finally, what are you doing after the interview? Are you following up? Are you asking people within the organization for feedback and letting them know how interested you are? If you're not doing these things, then supply and demand isn't the problem. You, perhaps, are the problem. And I don't blame you specifically. The problem is most of the information out there is focused around trying to manipulate you into buying some services from some company, whereas good information is hard to come by, good, honest information. And so listen to me as I tell you this. The world isn't the problem. Your environment isn't the problem. Supply and demand isn't the problem. Not taking the right steps by building the right resume and using LinkedIn to connect with people, or social media in general, making connections, reaching out to companies every day beyond just sending applications. These type of things are holding you back. So if you want more success, if you want to see your job search turn around and you want to feel more fulfilled in your career by finding the right job for yourself, then you're going to want to like this video so you can see more of them within your algorithm, and subscribe. And if you know anybody that would benefit from hearing about this, please share it with them so that we're motivated to continue reaching out and making these types of videos and helping you folks. And if you need specific help beyond just subscribing, if you subscribe, you will then also have the ability to email me directly for Q&A, and I'll be happy to get back to you. Wishing you all the best.